New Year's resolution fails.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get straight into it because New Year's is literally here.
Right around the corner, man.
Yeah, so we gotta get with it. And I feel like for the majority of us, there's always a reason why we don't accomplish our goals or whatever we plan to achieve during the new year. So we want to avoid that.
Yeah, that's the purpose of this video.
That's the purpose.
Is to know.
Well, first off, people are constantly asking me like how I've achieved everything that I have achieved in my life and have overcome a lot of struggles. And like you, I have the same challenges that everybody has, except I've found different little hacks, life hacks. That's what they are.
Right.
Life hacks.
So we can just talk from our own experience.
Exactly.
And then like you guys can take it as an opinion or maybe as advice.
This is my friend Ronald. If you speak Spanglish, you can check out his amazing YouTube channel and your English videos. Coming soon.
It's just that it's so much, you know, just to make one video, like even this one, we just got done shooting another video. Oh my God, that thing took up the whole day. I
had to wash my face. You probably already watched it at this point. It's how to eat a pomegranate. So I had to wash my face and redo my makeup and, you know, girl stuff.
You look great though, you look great.
Thanks. First one, our expectations are so high. So high. Most of us go, this new year, I want to lose 100 pounds. I want to find the love of my life. I'm gonna like make $1 million.
Oh, I want that.
We all want that.
Well, I mean, they always say shoot for the stars, and
yeah.
even if you miss, you'll be close to the star. But at the same time, there are a lot of people that are kind of like me, that I take things like seriously. Years past, if I wouldn't like achieve it within like the first few months, then I would get disappointed and then I would just like discard it.
Their expectations are so high that they end up just giving up completely.
Exactly, that would happen to me all the time.
And like you're saying, it's not like you're gonna like not have hope to achieve all your dreams and goals, but if you ground them a little bit and also accept what happens along the way, like yes, you have a goal. I think goals are very important.
Yeah, like short-term.
Short-term goals are important. Even if you're gonna have a long-term goal, allow and accept like where you are now and where it takes you along the way. Things have occurred this year that I did not expect. Like I didn't know I was gonna get certified.
Expect the unexpected.
Oh.
There you go. So even if you have expectations, well, you should also expect the unexpected, because yeah, life is like that. Life is random.
Yeah, all of a sudden your whole world could be turned around. Like in my case, like my mom had a heart attack last Christmas and that was unexpected. I had to cancel all of my plans that I had in Miami, and my whole, like even my purpose, kind of like my mission kind of was tampered with in a beautiful way. I didn't know that I would get so involved in this whole like potato diet and health thing that helped.
It changed for the better though. So even though you didn't reach your expectation, you actually got something better out of it. So doesn't even matter, just have your expectations.
Be realistic.
Be realistic, and if they change, well heck, they might be even for the better, so you never know.
And sometimes things happen in our life that we don't understand why we're going through them until later you realize why.
It all clicks, man. It's just like all of a sudden.
Have you had moments like that?
Oh, of course, all the time. Even what I'm doing right now in life, it's just like all assembled by itself.
Just naturally, organically, you allowed it to happen, but you still had like goals.
Of course, I had my expectations in the past. One, I wanted to be a stockbroker. Well, that didn't work out, and then I ended up with accounting, and then so many things that have all helped me to become the person that I am today.
So what would an example be of like a short-term expectation?
Don't try to do everything in one single day. Like plan out like this month, I'm gonna try to get this one thing done. Yeah. Or it might even take you a week or even a day. Some things take planning. So.
Yeah, because then you get all overwhelmed, you exhaust yourself, and then you don't even want to do any of it. So if you give yourself just little pebbles, but I will say this before we move on to the next one. There was one point in my life where I had given myself like this goal, right? And someone was like, don't get your hopes up. Yeah. And in my mind, I was like, excuse me? That's all I have right now, hope. And that is the drive that pulled me through achieving what I can achieve, that hope that faith. In a nutshell, you do have to have like a goal and an expectation, but be kind to yourself along the way. Things take time.
Yeah, they take time.
Patience.
It all takes time. Things don't just show up. So the second one.
What's the second one?
Well, I don't know. You tell me.
Having a plan.
For me, the plan is very simple. As we discussed with expectations, you need a short term and you need a long term. But something that a lot of people reference when they're trying to create a plan is a book called The Power of Now. But at the same time, you can't be in the present if you don't know what your goal is or your purpose in life. You need both. You need to know what your long-term goal is and then have short-term goals that lead up to that long-term.
Developing a plan that's very realistic.
Yeah, it's logic.
With both long-term,
Yes.
short-term. What other books would you recommend?
Nowadays, you want to follow all of Gary Vee's work. Gary Vaynerchuk, because he tells you that planning and everything is great, but it's all about
Execution.
Execution, but patience. You need patience.
Patience and doing it.
Yes, you have to do it every single day.
What I know really works for me, because I'm a visual person and I'm a person that I need touch. I need to touch things. I make a calendar with like lists and places to check mark. Even if it's a routine thing, because routines work for me, like to get the main things out of the way. I literally will have like 15-minute meditation, run, or like workout, food prep, client calls and whatnot, whatever it is, and I have something to check it. And for some reason, something just clicks in my brain that when I do that, it just makes me feel like, okay, I'm moving. It kind of gives you the momentum.
I get that. A lot of people need like the board.
Yeah.
Write out your steps or whatever it is. Yeah, some people function like for example, in my case, I've never done that in my whole life. Like I just go like.
You just.
Yeah.
And then you
We're all different. Yes.
The next one, okay. So if you don't have your health.
Oh yeah.
You don't got nothing.
That's basically what my channel is about. Exactly. It's all health related, and like we said at the beginning, like my expectations were something different, but look, I ended up with health, right? Your expectations might be something. Maybe you're destined to be this one person. But if you don't have health, you're gonna waste so many years and then eventually you're just gonna get fatigued and you'll never reach that goal. So health, my God.
But here's the thing. The reason why it's a fail is because, yes, people put diet as a resolution, but they don't put health, and those are, I think, in a way, two different things.
Yeah, well, anybody who's in the health movement, they're gonna be like, diet has the word die. So you can take that literally if you want. That's what everyone does, you know?
I don't want die in my New Year's resolution.
Your whole purpose should not be a diet. Your purpose should always be health. Now, I know at the beginning of the year, what do people do? They go to the gym, they clean up their food.
Yeah, but then they fall off the wagon like in a month.
Exactly, and that changes your emotions, your mental capacity. If you're not eating right, you're not taking care of yourself, you're not gonna have the thoughts or the intelligence.
If you don't have health, what do you have?
Exactly.
Nada. You can't enjoy those goals, or even if you accomplish all your dreams, they have no reason, no purpose.
Health is subjective to each person. See, health is represented by different things. It could be your physical, your mental, your emotional, your social, or your spirituality. So you just have to take a clean look at yourself and realize like, okay, so maybe my physical, like your body, what you eat and your nutrition, maybe that's good. Maybe your emotions are great. Maybe your mentality is great, but maybe you're a person who's very lonely. So maybe something that you might need to improve your health is to have friends, community. I'm very, you could say spiritual, but I'm very devoted to God, for example, right? Okay. For a lot of people that I talk to, it's not even their diet, it's not even their relationships, it's not even the money, it's sometimes that they don't have that spirituality in them. So sometimes that might be the problem. These things might be very insignificant, but sometimes this thing might be the thing that keeps you from reaching your goal at the end of the year.
Another thing too is like the whole thing about how we're not very clear, like you mentioned, of what we want, and we think we know what we want, and then when someone's like, what do you really want, with detail, like you can breathe it, feel it, imagine it, know what it feels like, and people really don't know. It
takes time, soul searching. Go out on long walks by yourself and let your mind run. Let it run, and eventually, like, you'll get the bad thoughts and the good thoughts.
Well, see, but there's a balance in that. I think we need both. Like you said, like it's always a balance of things. Like you can let your mind run, But then it's also, I think, very helpful to have it be still. Because a lot of times, or most times, our minds are just running. And if I know my mind, it's like spinning like a computer. Sometimes turning it off gives it a break. It just shh.
Right, and maybe right there you might see the light, or you might see that one thing that you're really passionate about. There's so many techniques. Like, we're speaking off from what we've done in our life.
So it's important to let it run, because
yeah.
it's giving you information about you. So as long as you step out of yourself and you observe it and take it as information versus as your identity, then
oh, that's so important, because some of the things,
mic drop.
Exactly, no, you're right, because some of the things are part of your identity, but other things are more of a program that's being structured through your government, through
how you grew
education
up,
system,
social.
Your parents, your grandparents telling you you can't, or you will not, or this is the only way to do it, but then you find another way, which is giving you ideas on how to get there.
Which leads us to number 4, accountability. Thank you for being a friend. I think community, and I always say this, like, community is so important. If you don't have people that support you, people that will enrich and enhance your experience or your goals or your way of thinking, or who challenge you and give you constructive criticism versus toxic criticism, can make or break.
Big time. At the beginning of the year, right? You got to do it yourself at the end of the day. But if you can have that one person in which you can each other hold accountable, like, hey, you're not doing what you have to do. What happened to that video that you were supposed to post? Like, you should be posting at least once, twice, 3 times a week. Like, where's that video, Setare? Like,
oh, God. In a loving way, because sometimes you get the pressure so hard that almost pushes you to want to give up.
You want to go off of your passion.
Yeah.
So if we're like aligned and
tough love, baby. Tough love.
Exactly. December 31st, you and your best friend, you're like, all right, we're gonna hold ourselves accountable. We're both gonna lose weight. We're both gonna go to the gym at the same time.
Like, you've coached before, and I'm currently coaching people also, and it's just through them feeling like they have someone to vent to or say what they're going through. Like, they come up with their own answers when they have questions. You know, I think it's very powerful to have someone you trust.
Someone you can talk to.
Yeah.
They find accountability with me because I'm on Instagram, on Facebook, lives, videos constantly, and they need that. You've already helped out a lot of people with diabetes. And why? Because you're with them, you're talking to them, you're taking them step by step. So it helps to have someone that you can do it with.
And number 5,
like
it all ties back together.
It all ties back.
To have some sort of connection with God, the source, the universe, love.
But at the end of the day, as long as whatever you believe in is making you a better person and fulfilling you, then okay, then that's what you gotta do. But for me, I can say 100%, it's God, it's following His path. I got to a point where I didn't believe in anything.
Because you're like a numbers guy.
I'm
if
a
you
numbers.
guys don't know
I'm an
Ronald,
accountant.
he's very, numbers, proof, science.
Yeah.
He wants statistics, he wants research.
But then you just get that moment where you feel a presence and you just cannot explain it. And then all of a sudden you realize that no matter what you want to do for this upcoming new year, if you don't do it next to the hand of God, it's very difficult. I always give an example. It's like joining like the Chicago Bulls team that went 72-9. It's like once you join God, it's like pretty hard to lose. Like everything just becomes so much easier.
You just compared it to a game. That's
well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you're on the winning team. It's like you just cannot lose.
That.
So
I like that.
if you just stick with it and then you listen to your heart and then you listen to what's coming to you and your thoughts, I feel that God speaks through us, and then we just let it we just let it go.
I guess all I can say is that I have had moments that were just very challenging for me. And what's so funny is, well, I believe that God is love, okay? But I didn't know what to call it, and I didn't know what it was. All I knew is when it got really dark for me, when I got on my knees to ask for comfort, to ask for peace, that moment, those moments, I was always surrendering to something greater than me. And that brought so much peace into my life in knowing that no matter what, I'm not alone. And sometimes when we don't know what to do and you just kind of say, hey, I'm here and please allow me to be the instrument that I need to be, whether it's to say something specifically or do something specifically right now, or maybe just stand still, but I need a sign. There have been so many pivotal moments, at least in the last year or 2 years, that have been very profound for me and unexplainable. If you want to know more about that, let me know in the comments below.
Yeah,
but because there's a lot of stories.
You never told your story?
No, I haven't.
My God.
I know, I have a lot. I have a lot though.
If you want to share it, because that's kind of, yeah, you decide if you want to share that stuff.
I have to be very careful about that because it's very personal, but I feel comfortable with it.
I guess people can feel it though.
Can you guys feel it?
So I guess like what we're trying to say is that if you've done everything and at the end of every year, you're like, all right, I have everything planned. I have accountability. I have the expectations, but you never seem to be fulfilled by the end of the year, or that you felt that you didn't do anything.
Even achieving all of it, and you still don't feel, you feel a void. You feel like, why all of this? For what?
Exactly. That might be the one thing that's missing in your life. It's just being under the presence of something bigger. It's that spiritual aspect, so that's basically it. Do
you guys have any other fails that you want to comment below, or things that you know have worked with you? Share. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed these top 5 fails. Subscribe, make sure to check him out on his channel if you speak Spanglish. English videos coming soon. Coming soon,
yes. All health related, wellness, and yeah, it's really, really good information.
You can find out more information about coaching and the potato diet at setaticatv.com. Where can people find you?
Just type in my name, Ronald Moscoso. It could be in Google, and my stuff just pops up.
We want to hear your New Year's resolutions, so share them. Love you guys. Los amo, los quiero, los adoro.